क्या सही में the leadership positions or the C-suite line of is फिर तो वो सबके लिए ब्लॉकर है ना. डच तो कभी भी एक हिंदुस्तानी नहीं
फिर तो
बोलता है
हाँ
ना.
मतलब
बोलते हैं.
दैट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन
नहीं
बिकॉज
बोलते हैं,
आपके और आपके में भी
मतलब ये वाली जनरेशन नहीं, उसके आगे की शायद बोल ले, बट
नहीं बोलते.
आप बोल लेते हैं इतना फ्लुएंटली.
सीखने वाले सीखते हैं.
हाँ.
They're doing it. Sorry, we're
No,
also-
so,
Time
so,
लगता
so
है.
no, no, I was just trying to
हाँ.
like put his question in a better way straight that जो चीज ने बोली कि सी सूट एग्जीक्यूटिव पोजीशंस पे इट्स गोना बी टफ फॉर द काइंड ऑफ प्रोफाइल ही इज इन. आपके और आपकी क्या ख्यालात हैं, मतलब आप जो जिस जॉब में हो या जिस कंपनी में हो, डू यू सी योरसेल्व्स गेटिंग इनटू दोस काइंड ऑफ positions in the near future?
So I think very relevant point already by Nan. Super relevant. Key language does come into play. Super, it does, for sure does. For example, assume we an expat, not an Indian, living in India, working in India, but unable to speak Hindi for that matter. Of course, we do consider English. These guys also do consider English as a second language, as a second language to at least communicate. And what is language? Language is a mean of communications, but then it also boils down to your level of comfort. What I think. And in India, apart from your emails and everything, what are people talking? Depending, of course, on your region. North of India, Delhi, those kind of places, people are comfortable in talking in Hindi. Of course, when we come down to a little bit South India, Kannada people in Kannada.
Different language. Telugu, Kannada,
Depends on your region. Right?
Malayali, etc.
Same as well. Over here, people want to talk in Dutch. Like Nantor. Everybody, the localites are comfortable in Dutch. And then, if it's a Dutch company, for sure, then there's no question, most of the people, C-suite, CEOs, CTOs, CEOs, CFOs, whatever, people are very much comfortable in terms of Dutch being their foremost language. Right? I'm working in a Spanish bank. I'm working in a Spanish bank. It's fine. The CEO is not a Dutch. Still, she's a Spanish woman. Highly good respect. She does. But she is now at a stage where she speaks Dutch, not in a fluent, like Shanu told, in fully business level.
No, but that's a Spanish bank now.
Exactly. But still at a Dutch level. It's in a Dutch country, right? It's in Dutch lands. Spanish bank in Dutch lands. Still needs to speak Dutch, catch up on Dutch. So that's how it goes.
But do you see yourself becoming the CEO of the same bank?
If I learn those attributes,
let's say you've learned.
Will speaking a Dutch be a barrier for you to not become a CEO?
I already see myself being
Spanish,
a barrier.
Or Spanish for that matter.
Okay, let's
any foreign language.
In a Dutch, in a Spanish bank, of course, it's a bit of a barrier not speaking Spanish as well. Okay, let's leave Spanish bank besides. But if I consider any, for example, say let's say an American company or any company which has a neutral language, English, let's consider English to be a neutral language, although it's not a neutral language in Europe, but these days English is a neutral language to communicate across each and every region. And right. And then if I am looking up to a company, I would have to learn Dutch to make progress for sure.
So then, so maybe, I don't know if it's a yes or no answer, but do you see yourself becoming the CEO in the next 10 or let's say 15 years with whatever skill set that you have? So maybe let me put the question a different way. Can an Indian become the CEO of a Spanish bank in a Dutch country?
I mean, I would love to be myself there as well, and I do see myself. I mean, why not? But yeah, indeed, it's a bit difficult.
क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीजें होती है ना, मतलब एक कल्चरल वो भी आ जाता है ना कि अब बोर्ड में 5 लोग हैं. I'm just saying, right? Let's say it's an Indian company. Let's say it's my company, right? हमारे कंपनी में 5 लोग हैं, let's say बोर्ड में 4 इंडियन है, 5वां डच है. वो आउट ऑफ प्लेस अपने आप ही फील करने लगेंगे, राइट?
करेंगे. Super relevant.
But so same the alternative.
But people respect talent over here. At the same time, cultural differences के साथ corporate life में कहीं भी, if you have the talent and you're willing to put all the efforts inside. So like he said, like Sham said, कि Dutch सीख रहे हो, local work ethics relevant कर रहे हो, push नहीं कर रहे हो, you're not micromanaging people around being a manager yourself, which is, I don't know, the thing in India. But again, language, you're having the genuine leadership skills, they would give you the scope.
Yeah.
They would give you the scope, I think so.
And I think small examples, like in my current employer, they did so when you are, I think, in the leadership positions and all, I think most of the time we won't be sitting behind our laptops doing coding or making models. So they organized that event in which they invited, it was a social event for the underprivileged here in Netherlands, in which they were actually teaching the kids about finance as a topic, and they invited the Queen of the Netherlands as a guest speaker. So I would, and the CEO and the CEO of our company was also present there. So I don't think so. The conversations there were going in English, and the one more event in which, in my previous employer, in which they were doing a christening of their vessel. So it's like when you buy a new machine in India or we do a puja. So here also they bought a new vessel and they do a christening ceremony in which they invited the daughter of the king and the queen of the Netherlands. So I again don't imagine that the entire conversations will be going in English because so I think if you want to grow up here in the ladder, keeping the corporate environment into account, or maybe even from a startup or a business environment perspective, because most of the clients within the local Dutch economy, or maybe the farmers and all, I think you need to be able to converse in the local language. And I got this lesson back when I actually started doing my internship here, in which I was just an intern, and the small team of the finance team, it was small, let's say 6-7 people, had their bi-yearly team development meeting, in which most of the people were working in KLM for a very long time, and few joined recently, and I was an international as an intern. But they told me that I think it's better for you to skip that meeting because this is more for team development and all. And I think though people know English, they are able to speak, but they will be more open and able to express their feelings in the local language.
बेसिक है ना यार, मतलब
Exactly.
हम कहते हैं ना वो, मतलब with all due respect, हम वो कहते हैं ना वो जो हिंदी में कुछ गालियां होती हैं उसका मजा हिंदी में ही लेने में आता है. तो I think it's
Exactly.
and in general also,
And I think
किसी
it's
को भी अभी भी
sorry, bro.
no, I was just saying, किसी भी को भी in general अगर heart to heart talk जैसे हम कहते हैं करनी होती है, तो we prefer doing it in our first language, which is Hindi for all of us.
But I think on few things we tend to switch in English. We know what things, but I leave that.
A couple of drinks.
I leave that.
Yeah.
But so I think continuing to what Nayan is saying, there are few things. I think Europe as a country is trapped in their own situations. But I think it's, I don't know. I'm no one to say trapped or it's a blessing for them. So for example, if they open up the entire economy by considering English as the language, a lot of dynamics can change, right? So for example, French in France, in German lands, it's difficult to grow. In Netherlands as well, it's super difficult unless you really speak a lot of job opportunities. You simply cannot. For example, in Netherlands, more than 90% of the people here speak English. It's the highest number of
tutti-frutti or proper
fluent.
English?
You can understand them, they can understand you.
Yeah.
It's the highest number of English speaking people across Netherlands. Across Europe. Pardon me. Across Europe. But now look at what he's trying to express and Shanu is trying to express. In order to grow, in order to get a level, again, Dutch comes into play. It's the same.
To just get the feeling of it, to summarize it, एक upper ceiling आ जाएगी.
Correct.
If you're not a Dutch.
And they're trapped in this own thing. Because if they make communication universal as a key, consider it to be any language. I don't want to say let's consider English because of the UK or like for the English people or something. Okay, let's make French or German if those are right spoken in every country. Just considering any random language.
Right.
If they make it universal, then people would tend to focus on learning only that language. For example, if I learn Dutch now, it's only being spoken within Netherlands. Which is what? Such a less population.
And
then if I go to Germany, I need to again learn German if I get a new opportunity, and then
I
the
think
same thing
it's
happens.
more to do with
So make something do with it. Why you guys are trying to trap? I mean, not you guys are trapped, but you are trapped in your own language thing. That's it.
No, I get your point. I mean, again, at the end of the day, what I feel is it's more of a human psychology. Na?
Again, to preserve our own cultures. So I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a situation.
It is what
it's
it
a situation.
It is what it is. And then, I mean, understanding from अभी जितना भी आप लोग बता रहे हो, it's not going to go away anytime.
So for sure not.
Right? I mean, it's
और
going
वो
to stay.
जब upper ceiling which you are mentioning, वो जब upper ceiling आ जाती है and your top line is, you see certain risks on your top line increasing year by year, especially with the situations happening at the start of the year for the last 2-3 years, and your salary is actually increasing mid-year. तो जब हम actually net savings की बात करते हैं, based on which अगर हम अपना जो हम 30-20-50 rule कर रहे हैं, and I think we have had certain conversations on that. Sometimes वहाँ पे हम लोग trapped feel करते हैं कि यार top line ही नहीं बढ़ रही है, तो ये 30% को sustain करना कभी कभार lifestyle पे compromise कर दे.
क्योंकि खर्चे बढ़ रहे हैं।
And that's where we go into different paths on exploring whether to stay back, whether to upskill, whether to take the passport, whether to take a PR.
Right. Makes sense.